Alright, I'm going to allow a few people to join up first. Let Sean, he still hasn't set the grid. Which he has now done. Alright. We are good to go. This is time for round one of the WES World Endurance Series. It's the darkness of the light. It's extremely dark right now. It'll be dark for the first two stints. Third stint, the sun will start rising up anyway. Alrighty. Everyone's sticking pretty well to their formation lap speed. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it started in here. Your starting grid for today's race. Well, it's time for us to start. In pole position, in the GTLM class, we of the 9PP, number 95. In P2, we have Alvarez in the 9PP 59 entry car. In P3, in the GTLM class, it is Beta 420 of Scotty Motorsports number 32. Pole position in the GTD class, it is Sean Rice in the 5959 PP car. In P2 9P, no, it's Nexky Racing. It is the only GTD AM class car off Ben Stockdrop. And finally then, it's P6 Kevin Estra riding off the grid. P3 in GTD, P2 in GTD Pro. Now we're going down the final, the straight now. We'll go back to watching on board. Lucas, now we will get the mini map. So, they did double foul about me having to tell them. Woohoo. So, any moment now, Lucas will choose when to get this race started. Any point now, ladies and gentlemen, the darkness into light, 1,500 kilometers, is a go, and an electric start from Lucas. And Beta now is going to be looking down the inside on P2. He does look down the inside, and he makes the overtake work. Does he push back track a wee bit there? I think so. But that is him into P2 anyway. Alvarez not happy. And Kevin Escher up into P2 of the GTD class. Ben seems to not have had a great start. And Beta back down to P3 as Alvarez goes past. And, well, we are now underway for what will be probably the longest race Scotty Motorsports will probably ever run. Hopefully we have. To be fair, I'd love to run a 24-hour race, but I don't have the admin team power to do that. But yeah, I'm looking at battle. I predict battle happening between Kevin Astra and Sean here. Soon enough now, to be fair, I'd say. 215 laps of racing ahead of us now. It's going to be a lovely 215 laps, hopefully. Hope that sounded okay and the broadcast was running down the grid. I thought that would be cool. It was probably absolutely rubbish, but here, it's whatever. It's, yeah. Okay, well, let's go back up as Lucas started to run away this race. Thankfully, nobody has damage right now. That's a good thing. And thankfully, we got a nice dry start. Kevin Escher does have a half a second penalty, but as I was trying to say, thankfully, we have a nice dry start to this race, and we don't have to worry about any rain. 100 laps of Spa by yourself? Now that would be, that actually, to be fair, would be fun enough. Especially with a big enough grid. Yeah, I suppose we have this race now. It's going to be 215 laps spread across 4 stints, where most teams now, to be fair, most teams have 2 drivers. I think the next game, this one, the Lamborghini, which you cannot see, has 3 drivers. But yeah. Alright, cool. I have not actually locked that Discord server in a long time. But yeah, it's gonna be. It's quite sad though to see the entry list so small for this race. I was hoping for a big, massive entry list, but this is what it is. hopefully round 2 on the 2 hour 40 minutes. Go a wee bit bigger. Yeah, these gaps have kind of spread out quite a lot already, haven't they? This is fun. If everyone complains about this race being boring and stuff like that at the end, I am going to attack everyone who said keeping GTLM was a right idea. Because the amount of people who gave out to me for getting rid of the GTLM class yesterday was crazy, to the stage where I had to just pop the GTLM class back in. Currently, the smallest gap I think we have on this current grid is 4.1 seconds. So yeah. Oh, I think we had cargo off. Beta, I don't know, went off there. But yeah. I think, you know what? This race won't be won by who's the fastest. Well, it probably will be, but like still, hopefully it's not won by who's ever the fastest. Oh, nice spike. Oh. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, please survive. I beg you, survive. You have 8 hours of this today. But yeah, this is Scotty Motorsport's first endurance event that uses the box-to-box driver swap system since November, when we had the 2.4 hours of Spa. Funny enough, we are actually back at Spa. This time we go for oh! Those tires are cooked now. And now Alvarez takes the lead off this race, and Beta might be able to catch up with here. I think his spin just lost him too much time for catching up. Alright, we could have a battle on our hands between Lucas and Alvarez though, because Lucas has been quite rapid. So yeah. How long until we get to see the rain start falling, because forecast is giving rain from the second it drops to the checkered flag, and it's to start dropping during this stint, so it will be a wet one. But yeah, 5 laps in, 210 to go. Or sorry, 6. Well, yeah, 5 laps in, because we start the 6th one down. I want to try and get a few drivers into the commentary box for fun. So, yeah. So that this race is a little bit more, bearable for the commentator. Also, I want to, promote my live stream. Get a few people going in the chat. Hopefully. What do we want? TV pop. Okay, I keep on figure out. Oh, there it is. This is like my first time streaming a race on YouTube, so bear with me. Yeah. commentator has returned. My apologies for my absence. But yeah, anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I was trying to promote the stream a little bit where I get some servers to, get some more people watching. Okay, that was the global channel. Anyway. Alright, well, Lucas is actually, catching up fast enough to the Spaniard. Hello, Fade. And you know what, we might have a battle on our hands between the two 9 Pythagora cars within no time, Both cars running identical liveries because, why not? But yeah, Lucas hunting down. I'll actually coming up quite soon to the GTDs as well if you look at the minimap. But it looks on the minimap, I'm not going to go just in case we get a battle here. But it looks at the minimap though, Sean is absolutely running away with it. So yeah. So yeah, alright, well. I'm going to do some more promoting on the stream because I can. Nobody can stop me. I do what I want, and nobody stops me. But yeah, while I'm doing this, I'm probably missing a whole bunch of stuff in chat, so yeah, hopefully we get some rain falling out of the sky in the next, couple of laps. I suppose we still have ages to go before we need to start worrying about the rain. So we were a wee bit late getting started, I'm just thinking as well, so alright, that's enough for opening up the stream. We'll go and see if I missed anything in chat because, well, as GTDs are getting in the way now, this battle comes down to 1.1 seconds. And we are meant to have battles with 2 9PP cars. Or will there be any team orders and we get boring, just let the other driver past? Hopefully not. Because Alvarez is actually getting. And also, one thing that's annoying is I don't get to see the weather forecast that top right. That should be a thing. I should be allowed to see the weather forecast. which I'm not allowed to for some ridiculous reason. Ooh, damage 2. Okay, well, if anyone else gets damage, we could be having a safety car here. Only one person with damage, as it stands. So, the gap grows up to 2 seconds now. Does Lucas have damage by chance? So his tires probably are cooked after that spin. So, who even knows what they're like? So at the same time, hopefully this race, because we have the GTLMs, track is a wee bit busier. We have a wee bit of action going on. But, yeah. Driver swaps will be happening in a few laps' time, if anyone was wondering. And by a few I mean like 50 or 40. Okay, the gap back down to just within or just above 1 second. But Alvarez seems to be going faster because Sean probably getting in the way of Lucas, but Lucas is now back in it, and we could be having a battle very soon. Lucas now within 7/10, or not anymore now, but well, he's back in 7/10. Could be looking for the move in this lap 11. Another few laps to go before I expect the rain to be falling. I would expect it around lap 20, I think, with the way the weather was set up. Are we looking for a move into the chicane? Now, Lucas has to go around the outside. Alvarez will have the inside line. And these two side by side. And Lucas won't be able to get the overtake to stick. And Lucas will stay in P2 with Alvarez still in the lead of this race. By looks what we have battle going on back of the grid. With battle between the back of the grid and the front of the grid. We'll try and keep an eye on both of these battles as it stands. Lucas looking for a move. Won't be able to make one. As Ben Songtrap gonna look for a move. Betas into the pits. Okay. So he fancy the move anywhere with the slipstream as Ben makes the move on Kevin Ash. That damage is just slowing him down a wee bit. And it's not any bit ideal. But say that, Kevin Estre back ahead of Ben Stanchel. The two next good racing cars going at it. As Kevin Estre goes off and Ben gets past, Albert and Lucas still battling with each other. And Beta, especially a lap down now, coming out of the pits. Is Lucas going to go down the inside? Yes, he will. Oh, but a contact there. And so for another few corners with the same front two. To the back of the grid again. Or to the front. Where do we go? Hopefully they're still battling whenever no lapping occurs. That'd be fun to see two battles at the same time happen. Trying to dodge each other. That'll be interesting to watch. Kevin Estre back ahead. Does have a penalty though. So we'll watch that one again whenever it goes to him after the serve that penalty, because that gap will reduce even further. What now we move on to is this the third lap of this battle. Doesn't look at a move into turn one. I would say not, because he's too far back. He'll probably look for a third attempt in the chicane. As we move to the back of the grid again. Ben Sancho about, or Kevin Estre. Oh! Is there engine damage? No. Is it in the pits again? Damage. But now, Lucas, side by side, into the chicane. And for this, on the third attempt, he stays ahead and gets the overtake to stick. Lap 13 out, or lap 12 actually, out of 215. Alright. And now the GTD Pro entry of Shaw is actually ahead of Beta. Alright, well that happened. Yeah, Kevin Estre, quite a damaged car now. So, Kevin Estre losing quite a bit of time with this damage now. To be fair, that probably would have been some amount of barrier damage. Kind of wait until that was some amount of speed. But Lucas run away now, and we're going to this stage of the race now, where we are just waiting on the rain to come, because, well, that rain is just going to mix up the order ever so much and make this thing a lot more interesting. So, blue flag's been waved for Kevin Ashton as 2 points of the suspension of damage. Hazard lights on, presumably to allow the 2 cars behind to know that he does have damage. And Alvarez had to take massive avoid damage. Kevin Ashton more damage. He reports maybe that was what he was reporting there. So he might have had the hazard lights on because he was taping up. Alright, well, still plenty of time to go for this race for that next Lamborghini to recover, because probably waiting on the rain before he pits, because obviously you can pit now, fix your damage, but then you'll probably have to pit again in a few laps time for intermediate tyres, so you'd be losing probably more time. But we all know what this game's like when it comes to setting weather. You can set the weather to be an absolute downpour and it gives you the most sunny conditions you've ever seen in your life. So yeah, who knows what this will be like. But yeah, 15 laps in and we have lapped the GTDs now twice. Like we're still we're still miles ahead or away from Sean. Sean absolutely running away with this one. It would take something big for that 9PP car not to win this race, you think. By the looks of it, with another car going into the pits to it, that's better again. I'm starting to question. Is it that much again, is it? It is. Beta's not established, so I actually haven't realised if you get damaged that much. Obviously, 3 cars have to get damaged within the same lap, so it wouldn't have been a safety car anyway, but yeah, it's probably get overtaken by Ben and Kevin Asher at this stage. But anyway, okay, well, that's interesting, to say the very least, but I just realised I never set up a voice chat for Beta Baker. Oops. Hello, please, they set up by themselves. Hello, please. Anyway. Oh, look, I spun! Ooh. Okay, well, that is. Those tires are being absolutely destroyed right now. Okay, well, Lucas will have to try and make another move on Albert. I'm starting to think the mediums might have been the better tire to start on. Just a wee bit now. We do start off with this. I'm just thinking, when I was set the weather forecast, I used the time from 2 o'clock, which is the Irish time the race starts at. But in Belgium it starts at 3 o'clock. But the time this is based on, it would have started at like 4 a.m. So who knows what the weather was actually supposed to be. Anyway, we'll continue on this. Let's just listen to this Ferrari 296. It's actually a nice sounding car, so it is. Alright, well, it's actually a lovely sounding car, so it is. I do see yellow flags, blue waves. That's from Kevin S. It is. Ooh, GTD starting to lap each other now. 16 laps into this race. So the GTD's out. I don't actually know how many laps there are. What lap did they pit on? I think it's 40 something. What's the gap between look at it shrunk down by a second to those 2 laps, I think it was. So yeah, but Lucas's tyres are absolutely well, to be fair. I think everyone's tyres are really cooked, except Beto and Kevin Extra. Where is the rain? La 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 la. Where is it? I'm just thinking I have to commentate a 2-hour stint tomorrow with a different series. I'm gonna remember to wake up for that. So I was planning to sleep in tomorrow. Guess not anymore. Oh, I want to make it super cool. Anyway, darkness into light. What is this race? Well, I never split the charting page, did I? Oh. Oh, jeepers, that's not good. Okay, this race was to raise money for mental health. But I guess now it's to raise awareness. Because I never did the charity page. Or I did. Like a year ago. Oh! What was the gap? Okay, he's getting the gap to be too slow when he do get not so slow. Okay, well, the gap, like, we need to get this figured out. Okay, gap has been worked out. Is it going to rain any day this week, I wonder? Anyway, Lucas coming up to the back of Ben Sutter. So we're down to the moment to two GTLMs. One which is still in P3 after 21 laps somehow. There, the best thing to do is just don't question it. There's three. Well, we could have had five GTDs in the track right now, but I had a few complaints. So we kept the GTLM class. But yeah, that doesn't really matter, I suppose. Hopefully we can come back at the Brentford, here, but anyway, hopefully we can come back at Monza and have a better race, some more sign-ups. Right. Sean into the pits. Is it going to rain? Hello, tell me please, somebody, is it going to rain this year? Please, somebody. Yeah. Anyway, Sean going to the pits now, that's beta. Hopefully overtake. But yeah, I'm starting to get to the conclusion that we are just not going to have any rain at all, which is annoying. I bet it will on lap Zelvia or overtake the GTD. But anyway, alright, well, we're gonna go down to 1 minute gap of domestic load. Is our gap under 1 minute? Oh, lord. Oh, pen tongue drop off. Oh, was it wet? Or is that dust? It's definitely not wet, that was just dust it was kicking up. Ah, please, give us some rain. Yeah. So, chat, how we getting on? And Vector 9 after disconnection will retire from the race. Oh. Pretty well, man. Um, Hopefully GCD give us something. Please. Alright, well, this is Lucas's race to lose, I guess. What do we get? The GT3 laps. Oh, better go back up with P2. What the? Ooh, Canastra sees himself facing the wrong direction. Canastra with damage. Nobody else. Oh, no, that's Canastra again. Anyway, if you are just joining us, we are currently sitting 25 laps into a 215 race. And yeah, we had three entries in both classes. One car has disconnected and now retired from the full race altogether. Um, Driver swaps will be happening in 25, 30 laps time. And for some reason, the forecasted rain is yet to hit the track. So yay, very least. So yeah, anyway, so everyone in chat, how are we getting on? Uh, those tires of Lucas's are dead. Don't know why he's not just pitted for. There's no risk in pitting, really, in fairness for Lucas. He's kind of. This kid has to race one, you would imagine. Yeah, we can. I'll mute my mic on the stream. We can hop on a PS party. And we are back. And yeah, this race is. I don't know what way it's going to go. It's probably. Well, no, it's definitely getting called short. It's either going to be the end of the stint or at the end of the next stint, and we will postpone the race or just delete it from existence. Either or, we haven't decided just yet. Anyway, right. See how this poll goes now. This has not been the race we wanted. I think to say that would be a very big understatement. This is far. Alright, well, but here we are. Well, to be fair, it wasn't as bad as Brands Hatch 4 hours. That race got cancelled because we had 2 cars per class. Oh, I don't know. It's box to box, endurance racing, or driver swap endurance racing, even the way Scotty Motorsports should be going. Should we just stick to solo endurance? I wonder. Because this is just dreadful to run. I put so much effort into running events and we get no sign ups and just absolutely destroys my confidence in running these events in the future. I think we're going to do Monza, and for the second season of WES in a row, it will be Monza that decides if the series stays or goes. And after Monza, well, we will sort something out. Because we've seen in LLS, solo events have worked. And here comes the rain. Jeepers me. Finally. Oh, control rate turned on. Controller died. But yeah, I don't know. Is there a point in even doing stint 2? Yeah. This was meant to be like our big event. Like, this was the event. Yeah. The wet stuff starting to hit the track now. It looks like as if it's stopped raining already. So yeah. Yeah, okay. We're going to end it now at the end of stint 1. A lot of people have changed their minds on the boat. And we're Alright, well, we have a safety car here, I guess, because that rain came down very fast. Songtrop and oh, they maybe lapped twice. I don't know, Scavenger should be lapped twice, I wonder. He's going to weave it past the speed limit, I said, but the big car. The race is cancelled anyway, so what difference does it make? I think I haven't said it on stream yet. This race will end at the end of stint one. So yeah. Yeah, anyway. It's what it is. Alright, we have three cars gathered up. We're going to wait for everyone to catch the back before letting everyone go off overtaking. Get a shot catching up decent enough. Lucas taking to 100. And Beta has reached the back of the field now, which means he'll slow down. Here goes Sean now, catching up to the back. He's going to slow down. Slow down. Which he does. Up, speed, 2. What's the odds when like the end of the safety car we just get like a bone dry track and then like just the whole restart just starts in the pit lane? Anyone else think that'd be funny? Anyone? Hello, anyone else think that's funny? Please, someone say it's funny. Because I don't even watch. I wonder if I was watching this video. Ugh, yeah. Well, I was thinking F1 on right now. I will put that on my phone because like that would probably be more entertaining right now. So we are in a safety car, like you don't get much entertainment out of a safety car. Fun fact. Wasn't dead ahead. You know what? Don't ask questions. You don't know the answer. That's the best. That's the best option. Uh, Since I knew the answer, and if the answer is the one I don't want to know, well then that would be not very good. Anyway, sun's starting to go up. That wasn't what happened just then too. Doesn't really matter anymore. Anyway, I suppose. So yeah.
Scotty, just for information, please say in the chat that we had an overtaking under safety car conditions. I think the Lamborghini was it
I
overtook
knew,
the Mercedes.
I knew he was behind him.
Yeah, he overtook under safety car conditions onto Camel Straight. Yeah, that was it. Bye bye.
Right. All right. Well, We were slowly catching up to the back of the field. Should be for a few seconds. Or not a few seconds, a few laps, probably 2 laps, and then we go green flag racing once they catch up to the back. This time panel is going to help a lot. So I'm confused how my beta was. No, you know what? What did I say earlier, Jack? Don't ask questions you don't want the answer of. Best way to live life. Anyway, who else is excited for the new hypercars to come to GT7? I don't even know if I am. GTLM seems to be dying. And I said, if Phil, if you're watching this, remember what I said yesterday? I wanted to get rid of GTLM, but there wasn't enough. To be fair, at the same time, though, I did say yesterday that if we had 3 in each class, it would be enough. But that turned out not to be the case. So we were wrong that one. But still, I cancelled GTLM. I was going to get all the GTLM drivers, the 2 at the time, to swap to GTD. We would have 5 within the one class. Sean and Lucas would probably be battling it out right now for the lead. Um, and to be fair, we could have had a lot better race. But here, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it now. I don't. What the? What was that? I'm feeling Bro's just not taking this race serious anymore. I was about to announce safety car in this laughing, but no, not anymore. We're gonna have to pit for damage. And yeah, ×3 time progression was wrong. It was ×2. I should put it on. Notice for if we do run this race again. If I do run this race again, would it be what series would I? Because I do want to run another series. But I'll not anymore. I don't think I want to do it anymore. What I wanted to do originally at the start, going into 2027, was the World Endurance Series and Intercontinental GT Series. Very creative, my names, I know. I've just replaced the word championship with series. Very creative. But, like, still. I think this race is bumped my confidence a little bit. Flushed down the toilet. Um, hmm, yeah. Well, it is what it is. You have to have pet for damage. And Lucas is as well, so Beto will be leading. He stick to the speed limit though. Are we even slicks again? Oh my. What did I say? What was the odds that we go to slicks? Come down the safety here. Anyway, oh, petting. Coming out of the pits now, Lucas. Sean coming out of the pits now. Ben coming out of the pits now. Kevin F coming out of the pits. What is this little lag on my end? Oh, it's basically within 120. Wherever's are on track, we'll give it a wee second. Not yet, not yet, not yet. And we're off. Once again, we are off. Oh, what a race we have. Oh, goodness. Oh! Engine damage? No engine damage. Okay, back to typing. Because, yeah. Where was I? Two. two L's, isn't it? Yes. To the checkered flag. Oh, oh, shots got off. And that is two cars with damage. One more car, we have another safety car. Oh my lord. Oh my. Um, who's actually leading the bunch right now? Yeah, it's leading the bunch. Oh, we're in Q2 of F1 right now. Oh, Verstappen just topped Q2. Where's Norris? I think I saw him in P7 there, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm also gonna go for a second or two here. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Oh, we had a disconnect. Kevin Asher is out of this race. Sean is damaged. Lucas had bit of damage, but I think that was before the safety car. Alright, so yeah, this has been far from optimal. Right, sorry, I just got distracted there. After everything in this race, is Ben going to win the GTD class? Probably. You know, what do you think on it? Because that gap is quite big. Actually, no, I'm saying. That gap is freaking quite fast there. I just looked at it. This could be a battle. Could be a battle. Keyword could be. Still need to be a tire. Beta. I suppose it is quite safe to be on the inter with quite a bit of wet stuff around the racing line, but same time. I know it's a shame the way this race went, but yeah, need to put up a poll now asking what people want done on this race, because this was the race that obviously we cancelled season one of WES, but this race was planned to be its own standalone special event away from WES. Then we cancelled season one of WES, and then we decided, you know what? Let's try this again during the summer. And we had this spent. Oh, so for sign-ups were quite low for this event. I went, how are we going to add relative? How are we going to make this race relative again? Oh, I know. We'll make it the opening round of the new endurance series that we're starting up for now during the summer. And you know what? The race grew relativity. It became more relative. And now we're looking at this race and I'm questioning everything I thought about relativity. Because Loki thought this race was getting relative again. We opened sign-ups, and because two one very major event, one race, to be fair, it's it's a different league's first ever time doing box-to-box endurance race or whatever, but when you think on it, like, they opened their sign-ups a month before that race. We opened ours because we had a regulation in our sign that we're opening every race sign-ups 2 weeks before each race. People signed up for their race because our sign-ups weren't open yet. They kind of didn't think about it. And then when we open our sign-ups, they're like, "Oh wait, we have a race that day. We can't withdraw from. We can't do that race." And that's probably where most of our sign-ups have gone. But at the end of the day, it's just yeah, this is so. Scotty Motorsports, every attempt at endurance racing. West pre-season race 1 in October of 2025, the Daytona 90 minutes, 2:45 minutes stints. Holy, that race went extremely well. It was quite low in sign-ups now, to be fair, with 3 in each class. How that number goes back to haunt us. Yeah. We learned from that race, don't use VGTs ever again. And we swapped VGTs out for LMP1s. Smart enough idea, you know. Um, yeah. And then we had pre-season race 2. This is where it all just downfall starts. So we had 2 sign-ups, I think, in GTLM, which became 3 somehow midway through the race. I think I was just getting desperate for more cars on track. I allowed it to happen. Um, It was 2 hours at the seaside, which was a questionable decision on its own. But yeah. Oh, that didn't go planned anyway. We had to cancel the race halfway through stint two because shenanigans during a safety car. God, no, we didn't even have safety cars. It was just full course yellow and code 60s we had back then. Um, we had full course yellow, and I just decided, nah, I'm not doing that. Full speed, and it's like two or three people up, and he did it throughout like two or three full course yellows. Did it in like five code 60s. Just at the end of the day, I said cancel the race because we're going to be nearly 3 hours at it. Had like that one stint because of code 60s or whatever was what he was at. Would we turned into a 2 hour stint. So yeah, that was the end of that race. We move on to the Daytona, or no, not Daytona. We move on to preseason race three, the final one. We were meant to have one more after this one, but I had to cancel it for personal reasons. Um, so yeah, where was I? Where was I? Where was where was I? Oh yeah, Spa 2 hours and 40 minutes. We had pretty good sign-up for four GTLMs, five GTDs. Um, Stint one went well enough. For some reason the game glitched out and we had Stint 2 weather, even though I had it set up. I was the lobby host. I had the Stint 1 weather stuff set up. It was quite weird. I don't know what happened. It doesn't matter anyway. Uh, it was meant to be like a 24-hour day-night cycle between the two stints. It didn't really happen. Um, but stint 2, during the driver swaps, we were late getting off because our host had issues. So now we found a different host, and his internet wasn't much better because during said driver swap period, we had a lobby crash in stint 2, which means we had to red flag the whole race and restart. And you know what, to be fair, on the restart then we had three in each class, and we ended the race with three GTLMs and two GTDs. Because back then we used to have a double stint format where it would allow one driver to do back-to-back stints. They would leave a lobby early and stuff like that, and then join the next lobby, and you know, too much effort to explain it. Then we had 4 hours Bathurst got cancelled, personal reasons. 4 hours Brands Hatch. Lovely day that was. We had qualified for the event, and then we had so many teams withdraw on the day of qualifying. Because actually, in fairness, we had, I think, 5 sign-ups in both classes. And then, what was our favourite number about to come up? 3 in each class, I think, withdrew from the race within the day of qualifying and the day of the race. It was an absolute joke. And the race got cancelled then, and we just did a fun 60-minute sprint race, which we had like 5 people show up for. So yeah, that was that. Then we move on to the 4 hours of Monza. it fell on the same day as Valentine's Day, and apparently that didn't work out very well. We had an extremely low amount of people show up, and yeah, race got cancelled, and we just decided then, right, that's the end of WES Season 1. So yeah, I'm probably yapping a lot. There's a battle happening on the track right now. We're kind of missing it because I'm just yapping. Sorry about that. But yeah. So anyone even watch this stream right now? Huh, zero. I'm just chatting to myself. Oh, anyway. All that story later. We fall to today our most recent attempt at an endurance race. For once, it actually goes ahead, unlike the last two. But this time we look at. Oh, I don't know why I let myself get talked into doing GTLM and GTD. I meant when we were planning the series, it was meant to be just GTD and GTD Pro, but I persuaded the admins to agree to GTLM. And you know what I said actually when we were planning this? We're going to see what the interest is in GTLM after round one, and from round two to round six, we'll decide if we have GTLM or not. I said those exact words. So I don't know. I don't know. I think just making this a one class series would be the best idea going forward. Um, yeah, that's the thing. We also have the European Endurance Series starting off tomorrow. That's barely any sign of thaw. Anyway, we're not too far off the end of this race anyway, so. Ooh, Jibber jumps over the curb, and I mean, that's one way to get an overtaking to work. I mean, I think it would race never way to want honestly, because. Right, what's happening? Where there's $1 billion. You know what? Let's just come back. Come back to Monza. Just reset everything mentally for myself because this is racist to spread awareness about mental health, spread restraint mind. Oh, yeah, well, penultimate lap now, and this absolute hell show will be finally over. Technically, this would have been the last lap of the stint, but oh, anyway, let's I suppose watch this battle for the winning GTD. Down the inside goes Sean and makes the move work as Ben will have a time penalty to serve. So he won't be able to come back at Sean, which means Sean should have the GTD class 1 as we are on the final lap of this race now. Can Lucas set a sub 2 minute lap time before the end of this race? I wonder. No, yeah, he will not be able to get a sub 2 minute with a penalty. Alright, well, across the line now to take the victory of some sort, I guess. Lucas Maroon, 9PP 95 crew. Next across the line will be Beta 420 and the Scotty Motorsports 32. Yeah, I'd say like most people are happy to see this race finished. And you know what? Ben is actually back on Sean. Sean must have. I don't know what happened. Anyway, to be fair, this might be actually interesting to see who actually takes, like the win. As they are side by side. Safety car probably made this race more interesting again. So this would have been an absolute epic battle to go into the second stint with. Oh well. Side by side, it's going to be a photo finish. Holy, that was a photo finish at the end. Alright, well, congrats to everyone that showed up. I have the race replay. I'll share it now as well. I can't share it's too long what I'm saying. Oh, right. Yeah.
Hello.